and welcome to my first ever Lego Ninjago review. I just had to get this set as my first set because I just love it. There's just no way in hell I can go about not getting it. Anyway, this time I'm here with the beautiful looking set 71746 Jungle Dragon. It was released on March the 1st, 2021, has 506 pieces, is rated ages 8+, and comes with 4 minifigs. As you'll see down the bottom there, you have Cole, you have Zane, you have Tundra Keeper, and a Polaric, I'm not quite sure. I watched it in French, so I'm not sure what the actual pronunciations of those two guys are, or even which one is which for now. But the set retails at €39.99 in euros, €34.99 in pounds, and $39.99 in dollars. Here we have Zippy the Jungle Dragon, as seen in 3 of the Island Arc's 4 episodes. Zippy is quite a docile, dog-like creature. He's mainly dark turquoise and gold, with gold-tipped red wings and a sand green belly. However, in the show, it's more of a grey colour, and the red is actually only in the show. They've just gone with the all gold here, and I think they would probably have done better by doing a mix of colours. I know they have done that for Bionicle parts in the past, where they kind of go from, I think, is it red into white or white into red on certain pieces. But like they could have, I'd say, done that to make it just that little bit better. But I'd say it would have driven the price up a little bit too much, maybe, and that's probably why they opted against it. This playful creature is extremely quick and nimble, and bounces around the jungle with ease. Though we do not see him use his wings, he can fly, and apparently at great speeds. His love for coconuts was quickly noticed, encouraging the team to use them to lure the dragon away, but Zippy made fun out of their plan with a game of fetch. Later in the story, this would prove advantageous, as Lloyd would use this as a way to help defeat the baddies. In this set, LEGO have included a saddle, which seems to be exclusive to the set, as we don't see it on Zippy at any stage in the Island arc. However, I'm not sure if he pops up again in the series. They've also added in a wind surfboard for Zane, so I think the saddle and board are just kind of in there for the sake of imaginative play, and that is fine with me. Now, before we get into it, just a quick look at the back of the box here. We can see the Jungle Dragon from a different angle here, and it actually looks quite nice from this angle as well. You can see kind of more of the parts that are used, and you can see kind of more of the dexterity that the creature has. You can also then see Zane and Lloyd holding a spin jitsu thing, I think. I'm not actually sure. I don't know much about Ninjago. And then beside that, then you can see the 2 bad guys kind of like attacking everybody. And they're just about to get their bums handed to them by the Jungle Dragon, by the looks of things. And underneath that, you will see 3 action boxes. One on the left hand side shows that his mouth can open and close. The second one in the middle there shows that the stud shooters will fire from either side of Zane's surfboard there, and it will also then show you that the tail moves from left to right on the 3rd action box there towards the right. Now, without further ado, let's get into the overview. So here we have everything that comes with the set. We get our 4 minifigs there, and their attachments as well in front of them, their little add-ons. We get the surfboard, and we get a little saddle that you can put on or off Zippy's back quite easily. And of course then you get the Jungle Dragon, which looks fantastic. I think there's a nice variety of stuff in this set, definitely. It's definitely more so aimed towards kids, because I mean, I think the whole Ninjago theme is, but they still don't skip techniques or anything like that. So they do still give you a great experience no matter what age you are. Although the attachments, I would just say it comes with so many, because the kids will have fun with all of these different things. They can have imaginative play and make loads of different kinds of scenes with it. Of course, the saddle is completely made up by LEGO for this set, and wasn't in the show. And as far as I'm aware, this is as well. But I know this and the Jungle Dragon weren't in the same scene together for a fact. But I think this might have been at the end of the arc, when they're kind of fighting some big pirate boat thing. But yeah, it definitely seems like a decent amount of stuff you get with this set, and it kind of makes the price it's worth it. Do you know what I mean? It is definitely worth it. I didn't think the price was too steep looking at the set anyway, but especially then once you get all of these little different bits and bobs in there. But yeah, let's get on to the minifigures. So first up we have Jungle Lloyd, and I think each Lloyd is all different. I think it's like Jungle Lloyd and I don't know, Beach Lloyd. I'm not sure. Again, this is my first Ninjago set, so I'm not sure. Like I can't reference it against the older sets or anything, but I can merely kind of review or give my opinions on what I see in front of me, and that's what I'll do to the best of my ability. So he comes with 3 little attachments here. He comes with his golden machete, he comes with a silver katana, and he comes with a bone, which I'm assuming is merely for the play aspect. I think he just, plays fetch with the bone and Zippy. I'm assuming that's all I can kind of make from that. I can't imagine him having a bone as a weapon. It just doesn't seem right, especially when he's a ninja and probably has enough weapons, but definitely happy with the little attachments here. It does add an awful lot to the playability side of things. So onto the minifigure, starting with the hairpiece. I think is really nice. They have the headband going around the whole way there, and I think that is just really good. I don't think the hairpiece is much different from him without the hairband, so they have tried to get it quite similar there and add in the hairband. So I think that is actually really, really nice. Moving on down then to the kind of face mask thing, I think is really good. It works really well with the headband as well. The color is just kind of uniform the whole way down. It's a really nice kind of bright green. And it goes, of course, around the back there, but it's kind of hidden under the hair there at the back, which is good. Then moving on down to the torso, you can see quite a good bit of detail. You can see 2 kind of leaves there towards the top here. You can see his belt there is really nice. You can also see his kind of robes, the kind of outline of his robes, the little golden bits going down towards the belt buckle there, which is really nice. You also then see a belt going across his chest. And a little bit of kind of just extra details and stuff there. I think it's really, really well done. Give you a little close-up of that as well. Yeah, I think it's really, really nice. I think that K, is that a K or is it just a Chinese symbol or Japanese symbol? I'm not quite sure. On the belt buckle there, looks really nice. I think the gold is a really nice touch all throughout this minifigure here. And then on the back there is more printing, but I'll take off all the attachments and stuff and show you that in a second. You will see the belt and legs are both printed there as well. Really nice details there, and you will just see a nice kind of color pattern there and a little bit of gold kind of coming down here as well from the top, which is definitely nice to see. Brighter green on the arms and darker green on here makes a really nice color combination, and really kind of does make you feel like he's from the jungle, like not from the jungle, but he's going into the jungle and trying to, blend in and stuff using his camo or whatever. I think it's actually really, really well done. So you have a face print there that isn't exactly all that happy. You can see there the lines on his face as well must be painted to kind of give that whole jungle vibe to it. The really bright green eyes with the kind of white on top there is really, really nice there. The white reflection dot on top is a nice little detail to add in there. And on the back you will see him a little bit more alert, like he is ready for action. And on the back, while we're here on the back of the torso, you'll see a little bit more detail there. Some nice hexagonal kind of pattern there as well. I think that's really, really nice. Also, you will see his logo on the back there as well, just under his belt. Well, his chest belt, I suppose. And under that you will see his belt with a few little pouches as well. I think he's a really nice looking minifigure. And last but not least, we see the kind of pauldron and kind of sword holder bit there on the back. You'll see the sword slides in there with ease. You can slide it in that way, or you can slide it in upside down. It doesn't really matter which way you do it. I think the Lego instructions tell you to do it that way. It looks really well. I think the pauldron there attached to it is also very nice there. I'm not sure, is that supposed to be an actual ninja star or is it just the imprint of one? One way or another, it does look really well, and I think they've done quite an amazing job at this minifigure. Next up then we have Zane. He comes with 2 attachments. He comes with his I'm going to call it a spinjitzu thing again. It's a disc with the little dragon in the middle of it and some nice kind of trans purple running through the back there. I think it's a really nice piece, but I'm not sure what it's for. I don't know where it fits in the set or in the show or anything. He also then comes with his bow and arrow in black there, and to kind of go with that, he has the quiver on the back as well. I'll take that off in a minute to show you what is on the back print there for the torso. Getting on to him now, his hairpiece is, I don't think by any means a new piece, but it is definitely in an interesting color there with the silver running down onto his face there, which is covered by the white mask. I think he looks really well here, and I think the white and silver contrast is very nice as well there. You'll see there his torso is printed. I'll give you a little close-up of him now. His torso is printed really well. You can see a little bit of his actual like robot kind of chest there underneath, a few little kind of straps and stuff, and you will see a small bit of the white and blue kind of robes he's wearing, which I think looks amazing. You'll also see a little belt there with loads of pouches, and you will notice there that his left arm is silver, which is really nice to see there. I love when they have one different color arm. I just think it's quite cool. On the bottom then you'll see the belt print is blue, which is really nice there, coming down onto the legs as well, printed a little bit in the middle as well there, which is really nice. You'll see his kind of knee pads done there, and a few more pouches and straps and stuff on the bottom. So really, really nice details there, definitely. For the face print, you will see he is kind of angry and kind of alert. It looks like he is like maybe firing his bow or fighting bad guys or something. I will just say that looks really well. I think the silver the whole way throughout this minifigure is really nice looking, and I think the little details they have, like the little lines there for his cheeks and the little kind of dots above that, I think are really nice. I think the blue eyes are really cool and they work really well with the silver. On the back then you will see, I'm not quite sure, is that another camera or something, but whatever it is, it looks like it's done well. I think there might be vents then in the back of the head, maybe. I'm not quite sure again what it is, but it does look really nice. You'll also see a little bit of the robot body coming through there as well, with a little bit more of the blue and white robes and some more straps and belts with pouches on them and stuff, so that's really nice. You'll see also, just notably, he does have black hands, which is nice to see there. I like the whole fact they've contrasted and they've worked with these colors really well. I think this is a really, really nice minifigure, and even though it's one of my only Ninjago figures, I think it's my favorite Ninjago figure, just because of that silver alone, and the blue mixing with it is just fantastic looking. They've done a really great job on this minifigure. Next up we have Tundra Keeper, a really nice looking minifigure, I have to say. I think that helmet piece is really good, but we'll get into that in a second. He comes with, of course, his white spear, which is quite nice. I haven't really gotten many white spears myself. It's usually like silver or black mainly, but yeah, let's get on to the minifigure, and let's start off with this really interesting helmet mold. He kind of has a kind of almost tiki look to him, or ancient Aztec kind of face, kind of helmet or kind of mask, I suppose, with the really sharp looking teeth there. The kind of angry looking face I think is really well done, and you've got some kind of nice kind of designs up here as well. I think the color is really nice in it as well. The blue and the yellow is really nice. I think the eyes look really like scary looking. I think that's really nice to add in there as well. And on the back, I'm really impressed because it comes out here a little bit further, which makes it look a little bit more samurai, but a little bit more cool as well. You know, it does actually look like a really nice helmet. They could have just like kind of I suppose flattened it back here or something, and it wouldn't have looked as nice if they did that, but they did manage to make it look really cool even from the back there, which is just impressive. I think it's really nice that they've done that. The head and body and stuff here we'll get on to next. You'll see that he has like kind of fangs there popping out the sides of his mouth, which is really cool there. He kind of doesn't look that scary It doesn't look like, you know, he'd be terrifying or anything once you take off the mask. He kind of looks like you could take him, you know. But there's really, really nice detail here. I don't think you can see it yet, so let me get kind of close up there. You can see the kind of white lines through his skin there, and it looks really nice. I think the yellow eyes there are a nice touch as well. He's got no arm printing on this either, so that is just kind of worth saying. Going down onto the torso, you'll see he's wearing some kind of amulet there, some kind of like blue amulet there, which is nice. I think the color of it is nice, and it's kind of tied together with rope, which means, you know, it makes it look a little bit more realistic, as if they were from the jungle. You'll see a kind of wooden breastplate there as well, that they use for armor, which is quite nice, and a blue kind of little points coming out of the to the side, and a little kind of symbol underneath that in a brighter color. You will see then, moving on down to the belt, you will see the belt is printed, really nice there, nice contrast between the blue and brown. And you'll also see his little shorts and knee pads there. His knee pads, I think, look nice as well, because they have those little spikes coming out. I just think it's a really nice minifigure. I think the colours, the purple is really nice. On the back, you will see more of the breastplate there and more of the kind of armour. And you'll also see the string coming around from his little necklace there, which is nice as well. And you'll see more of those lines on the back of the head, which is a really nice touch there. I'm happy with this minifigure, definitely. I think the coolest thing about this minifigure is definitely the head, but the color combinations on it are really nice, and the little details on the head there are actually quite nice as well. In fact, the whole thing, I think the armor is really interesting as well, because I think that just that blue is kind of popping to me, I think, and I think it's really nice. But yeah, definitely really happy with this minifigure. Let's get on to the next one. And finally then we have Polaric, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but he comes with his two kind of little spiky weapon things. I'm not sure what they are, but he holds both of them at the same time and fights with them. They look good, I think, but there's not an awful lot I can really say about them. For the most part, this is the same figure as the last figure I showed you, but instead of a helmet, he has everything from the green up here instead of that. So just to give you a little once over there, I will prove that it is exactly the same for the bottom bit there. But moving on up there, you see he uses a dark green kind of bandana, and it goes around the back here, just to kind of fill in the gap between the two heads, and also to kind of solidify the connection there a little bit more. I think it does help so that it doesn't like pop off as easily. I will say, however, the head on the top is different because it's a little bit more angry, a little bit more scary, and the white lines are replaced with purple. They're not the same pattern, however, they are a different pattern as well as that, so that is definitely worth noting, and it's definitely really cool as well. I think on the back you will see more of that. I'll just move this out of the way to show you the whole print there, and I think that's really nice. I don't think there's a massive difference between the two of them, but the color I think on the purple is definitely welcome. You can put it around like this if you want. There's no need to, but it tells you in the instructions to put the thing facing backwards, so that's what we'll do. On the top there you'll see a ponytail, which should be facing back, so I'll leave it there. And yeah, it looks really nice. It's kind of rubber rather than hard plastic, so it is a different kind of material there, and I think it looks really well. And of course it goes into that little green stud, which I'm assuming they're pretending is some kind of go-go, just to kind of fill in the gaps there. I think this figure is really nice. I think it's not a bad figure, but definitely the least impressive out of the set. I think the other figures have just that bit more of a wow factor to them, but definitely all four minifigures do bring something quite special to the set, and I am very happy with the whole lot of them. So on now to the builds, and I'm going to start off with the smallest. I think this surfboard looks really, really nice. I think it does. I think the blue and white is a really nice color combination there, with the gold running through it as well. It comes, of course, with two stud shooters either side, and they work pretty much the same as any other stud shooter would. You push in on them and they fire. I mean, it's nothing too crazy there, but a nice little feature for kids and for play. This is a printed tile up here, which I think is really nice. It's a little ninja star, and I think it's just done quite well. Underneath then you will see some really nice kind of gold discs there to just keep it afloat, I suppose, or keep it look like it's floating from the top. And also you'll see gold katanas there. I think they're just just a detail. They're either just a nice detail on the side to finish it off, or they are actually to kind of hurt somebody if it was to crash into the bad guy or whatever like that. You will see that Zane stands on it. I'm going to use Zane because it's the same color pattern. You'll just see that he stands on it rather well there. He just stands on it with those two studs, and he can, you can pretend that he's holding on to that and has his other hand out, turn his head around to make it look like he's actually sailing the thing. Nice little addition, and I'm happy enough to have it in the set. On now to Zippy the Jungle Dragon, and he comes of course with his saddle. And one thing I will just get out of the way, I think that it's not great because Lloyd can sit on there, that is true, but when he does, his sword is kind of bent out of shape there. As you'll see, it's kind of pushed back there a little bit too much, and that of course will do damage to the piece over time. Also then Zane will just not be able to go in there at all because of the quiver. You can't put in a figure unless the figure has absolutely nothing on their back. And the two figures that you would make ride the thing would be the good guys, and they both have stuff on their back. So you really have to go mixing and matching before you get a figure to work on that. Now I will say that this guy looks really well on Zippy's back there, but just to let you know there, the saddle does go on quite well. It's just these four studs there, and it's not a very strong attachment, so you're not going to rip pieces off whenever you take the saddle off or put the saddle on. So if a bad guy for your game does actually get a hold of it, you can like pretend to fire something at it and you can just go. I think the saddle is a nice little feature, but I do think that it's not great or not ideal that you have to go changing around all your minifigures just to fit them on. The dragon itself, however, is really nice. I think the pattern on it is really nice. The colour on it is really nice. The gold up here, this is a sticker of course, but it's still very nice, that colour combination there. You can put the tongue on either side so it comes out between these two teeth or these two teeth here. And I think the horns are nice as well. You can kind of move them to the side like that if you want to pretend like they're ears and like he's getting sad or something like that. It is kind of interesting that way. Also then you will see the neck has movement from 2 points there, so his head has good movement there from the neck, and his neck from the body also has great movement there as well. His legs as well open up like that, or movement there is quite handy, quite easy. His wrists are all on ball joints, which is nice as well, gives you a little bit more dexterity there, and his fingers all move individually. On the back legs here, pretty much the same as the front legs, they move two ways, and again ball joints here, each toe moves independently of each other. The tail here is quite interesting. I think it's just really nice the way it moves. Like you can move it without touching the tail just by swinging the creature around, which is really nice. Or you can kind of make like a snake look to it there. I think that's really nice how they each move individually of each other. Onto the tip of the tail then, I think those gold bits here are really nice, and the fact that it's dual molded is really nice. This part is rubber and this part is not rubber, it's solid, so that is really nice to see there. I think it's nice they've joined in those two different materials when they were making that piece. Also then on the wings you'll see that it has good movement because they're both on ball joints as well. You can move them. I moved them down like that first and I thought that looked really nice, but apparently you're actually supposed to move them up and around like that. So that is just kind of what the instructions tell you to do there. It makes sense as well because the blue piece is up here. They could have been more full, and that is something a lot of people have said as well, but I think they still do look quite nice, even just like that. Of course, he doesn't use his wings a lot in the series, but we know that they are red on the bottom and gold on the top. I will say Lego could have done that. They could have. I mean, they could have like little gold or little red kind of cones there and a little red up to as far as here. They've done dual molded and dual printed stuff like that before. It's not something that is unheard of. Just on the point of like posability, I will say that his back is stuck like that. One solid connection there to make it kind of bent like that. So that is what it is. You can take what you want from it. I think the bad points for starters are maybe this has too much movement and doesn't really look realistic and is kind of hard to keep realistic. Maybe that is a problem. For me, it's not a problem because I will be posing them one way and leaving them like that. Another big problem is the stickers. They're everywhere. No, they're just, I don't like stickers, but there is one here, and then on the top as well. So, you know, they could have done with some printed pieces there. It would have brought up the set, I think, quite a lot. Other bad points is these can be sometimes hard to move, and especially when they get caught on the tail there, like this one here, and it like, just to kind of, it is kind of more difficult to move these and to get them especially up, right and out like that. Especially, like, see, that is just not working there for me. I got it there in the end, but this part did pop off, and you'll see that part popped off there as well. So there's not a massive amount of problem with that, but it is just something worth mentioning, that it's not as easy as it may look. Something I will as well say is that the feet, they're okay, but I just don't feel like they keep him up. Like trying to stand him up on that, you'll see there that it, like, his feet will not support him there. So that is just worth mentioning, I thought. But I think that's pretty much all the bad points I can mention. So all in all, I will say that this is a really nice set. I think the colours, again, are one of the best things about it. I think the dragon itself looks really well, although it does have its kind of little problems. Nothing too major that I'd like, nothing that brings down the set enough to say it's a bad set or to say it's not worth the money. I think the amount of attachments you get are really nice. From a playability point of view, it's definitely a great set. You can do quite a lot with it, and you can make some really cool scenes with it and really fun kind of stories with it as well. From a display point of view, I will say that it is definitely a nice set as well for you if you want to display it. If you pose them well, it'll look either funny or cool or nice, just interesting to have on your shelf. From a collector's point of view, I don't think there's any collector really value, I suppose, in it. Unless, of course, you're just getting all of them. You're a completionist collector and you want to get all the sets. Definitely do get this one. It is a licensed Ninjago set, so it works for you. But you won't be disappointed in it as well if you are a collector. I think it's quite an interesting little set for someone who would generally build like bigger sets or something like that. I think it is nice. So that'll just about do it for this set. It's a highly recommended set by myself, 100%. If you're into Ninjago, it's a must-have. If you're into dragons, it's a must-have. And if you're not into Ninjago, still, it's worth the consideration. Definitely mull it over in your head to see if it's worth it or not. I think for you, it definitely would be, no matter what your tastes are. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks a million for watching my video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And comment down below if you think there's anything that needs to be said. Thanks a million, guys. See you again. Take care.